Welcome back to Crypto Meets AI. Jerry here with an update for you. Do me a favor, friends. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. Now let's get into this. We're sitting just under $2.57, trading within a range of 251 to 265. We're up about 6.5%. We will continue to climb until we hit those resistance line of about 270 to 280. What will be interesting to see is if we just keep on trucking along like it's nothing, and that dip never happened, that massive crash never happened, that major liquidation event never happened, and keep 270 as a support line. I would not be surprised at all. Every day I'm more and more convinced that high prices will be overnight. We don't know if they'll move the derivatives market to DLT in parts or not. What we do know is that a fraction of the derivatives market will be a high price for liquid assets like XRP. David Schwartz says we have the tech to permanently lock 40 billion plus XRP out of circulation. Should you imagine the price impact? We watched this XRP triangle emerge over 7 years in anticipation of the break, then we got it. You just have witnessed the fastest and most brutal retest of the 7-year structure. It couldn't be more perfect, technically speaking. The bull isn't over. And ask yourself, what is a private company doing meeting with senior leaders of the global economy, whether it's in Europe, Asia, or the US? Behind these meetings lies the plan to make XRP the new global reserve currency, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity you'll never see again. Don't miss out on this, my friends. XRP coiling for a final breakout. Altcoins about to ignite the 3 trillion supercycle. Total 2 just printed a multi-year breakout pattern while XRP is coiling inside its final ascending channel. Everything points to March 2026 as the blow-off top. Let's break it down. The bigger picture, total 2, the altcoin market cap excluding BTC has formed a massive cup and handle spanning 2021 to 2025. Cup depth 1.3 trillion. Measured breakout target 3 trillion. That's a 2x expansion still ahead. The quiet accumulation phase is ending. XRP's perfect storm. XRP's structure is eerily similar to its 2017 fractal. Accumulation, compression, breakout. The difference, this time the catalysts aren't retail hype. They're institutional. CME XRP options, ETF amendments, tokenized settlement via RLUSD. The setup right now. Price $2.50. Mid-range inside an ascending channel. Upper resistance $3.80 to $4. The breakout zone. Fib levels and volume profiles align perfectly with Total's 2 next impulse leg. RSI cycles suggest a macro top around March 2025, exactly when the Total 2 projects hit 3 trillion. 2 likely paths. Ignition wave November 2025. Breakout to 480 to 520 before year end. Delayed launch December pullback. Retest explosion to $4 plus by March 2026. Either route equals same destination. Parabolic expansion. Macro confluence. Total 2 handle breakout November, December 2025. XRP channel apex. December to March of 2026. Total 3 projection. 2 trillion by September 2026. When these timelines overlap, liquidity rotation peaks. That's when alt season historically hits terminal velocity. RSI roadmap. Weekly RSI sitting near 60 mid-cycle. Macro tops in 2017 and 2021. Both printed near 90. This means we're still missing an entire final leg up. No exhaustion, no euphoria yet. Patience isn't weakness, it's positioning. Retail is distracted by noise. Smart money is holding the spring. When the handle breaks and liquidity rotates, the parabolic begins. You know, during the bear market, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink opposed crypto. In the late stages of the bull market, he supports it. They want you to buy high, my friends.
I did say Bitcoin, because we were talking about Bitcoin then, was the domain of money launderers and thieves. But, you know, the markets teach you, you have to always relook at your assumptions. There is a role for crypto in the same way there's a role for gold. That is, it's an alternative. For those looking to diversify, this is not a bad asset, but I don't believe that it should be a large component of your portfolio.
I don't trust this guy for 1 second. Never have, never will. You know Ripple's just pressing forward in Europe. After high-level Luxembourg talks, it's pushing to secure an EMI license under MiCA, unlocking access to a 200 trillion cross-border payments market. Even while XRP faces short-term pain, the infrastructure bet is real. XRP in the U.S. Treasury. This isn't speculation, it's architecture. Ripple could integrate XRP directly into government systems. They won't purchase it, they'll run on it. Are you awake yet, my friends?
I tell them what a gratis vendor is.
Yeah.
Because I was not going to go into the government. I was doing transition.
What is a gratis vendor?
A gratis vendor is an approved vendor for the United States of America that gives product to the government, doesn't sell it.
Okay.
So therefore, I don't have to go through the whole process of becoming a proper vendor because you're giving it to us.
Mm.
And then if you give it to Article 2, which is the president's stuff, then the president can accept it, right? Because it's give.
Sorry, Howard, what's an example of this? Like just to make
I
it,
write some software.
you write some software.
I write some software for the Commerce Department to do a better job of XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
You just give it to me. And then I do QA on it, and I can take it. If you sell it to me for $1, we go into government hell.
Right. The whole rigmarole. Yeah.
Right? But if you give it to me, right? And then I set up, so I said, I'm calling it Doge.
I'd like to know what you guys think. Do you believe Ripple will give them XRP in order to use it in the government systems? There has been some speculation why Ripple actually has that $37 billion locked in escrow. They say it was to control the price and to keep the inflation down, so it's a timed release. But what if the U.S. Federal Reserve gets a portion, the BIS gets a portion, IMF, central banks in Europe, European Union? What if they all get a portion of that escrow and the switch is flipped? XRP ETF, Delaware Trust, cold storage, Coinbase Custody Trust. XRP is about to gain huge exposure. The ETF will be organized as a Delaware Trust and will hold XRP in cold storage with Coinbase Custody Trust Company. Shares will list on the CBOE BZX exchange, giving investors exposure to XRP through regular brokerage accounts. XRP ETF era begins. 21 shares seeks SEC nod to track XRP price via CME index. And I apologize for the language, but if you've never seen this, you need to watch this. It's only 60 seconds.
Don't fuck this up. Buy and hold. Don't use leverage. Use cold storage. Do the right thing. Don't get too speculative. Don't FOMO. Just don't fuck this up. This is the biggest opportunity we've ever been given. I've said that all the way from 2020 onwards. And in fact, I said it all the way back in 2012. It's the biggest macro trade of all time. Don't fuck this up. And if you're not a crypto person, technology is one of the biggest opportunities we've ever been given, the exponential age. Again, don't fuck this up. Just be careful. Just buy, hold, have a long-term time horizon, and learn how to take pain. And when there is pain, you buy more. Unless something changes the thesis that suddenly we're all going to turn to Neanderthals and nobody's going to use technology ever again, it is going up. It's as simple as that. And unless something changes that we're not breaking the financial system and that the internet has disappeared, we will go to blockchain technology. It's as simple as that. That's all you need to know. Everything else is just fucking noise.
So in the words of Raoul Paul, don't fuck this up. India's digital ID system was a beta test for what compromised globalist politicians are now attempting to roll out in the West. My country is the first where they made cash illegal. Digitalization was forced on the country and 70% of the economy crashed. Everything we're seeing unfold is part of the WEF's Great Reset. If there is ever a time for humanity to wake up, now is the time.
My country was the first where they made cash illegal. 2016, digitalization was forced on the country. 8 o'clock in the evening announced midnight, cash was illegal, the big notes. And 70% of the economy crashed. This digitalization is now going all over the world, and there's a war on cash. They call it war on cash because cash is merely a medium of exchange. It has no value in itself. It's just a promise. You read the dollar note, it says, I promise to pay the bearer. When it's digital, even a credit card, you're giving rents to the global financial system. But when it's cryptocurrency in the hands of algorithms, in the hands of big tech, they will do what is happening in China. Create social credit system to decide a new caste system. And you might have also followed that while all this has been happening, the founder of the World Economic Forum did a book called The Great Reset on how to deal with the COVID crisis. And everything we're seeing unfold is part of that Great Reset. But an element of that Great Reset is you will own nothing. If ever there was a time for humanity to wake up, now is the time.
If humanity don't wake up and see what's happening, digital cage incoming. Well, that's what I have for you folks. Until next time, stay savvy, stay stacking, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want more crypto deep dives, check out our videos right here on Crypto Meets AI. Thank you for watching. Remember to always do your own research. This is not financial advice.